So I said my prayer that night and said, "Oh, Baha'u'llah, give me a little bit of the faith and trust that Francis had." And I went to sleep. Now, I told the operator to wake me at 7 because I had an appointment. Now, I'll just quickly say this. I was legally blind in my left eye. I could tell light and day and shapes, but no details from childhood. And I was a right-eyed person. And my face was in the pillow, and as the phone rang, and I reached over and grabbed the phone. Yes. He says, yes. And she says, 7 o'clock, time to get up. I said, no, it isn't. It's pitch black out. What are you waking me up in the middle of the night for? She said, no, sir, the sun is shining. I said, no, I purposely opened the drapes to make sure the sun would shine in. And, ooh, I looked and I saw a thin little bit of light. I pulled my other eye out of the pillow, and suddenly bright light here and blackness here. And I was blind in my right eye, and I couldn't see out of my left one. So I said, please call an ambulance. I've just lost my eyesight. So they came and got me and took me there, and the doctor said to me, you know, this is very unusual to happen like this. Usually this is caused by a traumatic experience. Have you had a traumatic experience? I said, yeah, I think I have. And so they sent me home, and basically they operated on me and several times, and finally they told me that I would have a 40% chance of ever seeing again. That meanwhile, I had to get my dog and apply for Social Security, and I did, and I went on Social Security, and I lost my house, I lost my business, I lost everything except my wife and 5 kids. And that's when the journey got exciting. Now, I can only say that they have found scientifically that when you look through your left eye, you see with your right side of your brain is stimulated. You might say the heart side. I had been a right-eyed person stimulating my left side, or my masculine side, or my reasoning side. Today, after many operations and things, here's what's actually happened. I'm now blind in my right eye, and now I can see out of my left eye. And it's changed the way I look at things. I find it fascinating that that's what happened. So I believe there are many kind of wondrous spiritual experiences we can have. That's the one and only thing I ever saw in my life visually. But I also understand it was proceeding from my own consciousness. But it wasn't until I read this that I said, that was a hurry in symbolic form. It wasn't for me to know at that time what it meant. I had no idea what it meant. But today I know it's the Word of God is alive. It's the living truth. It's there to speak to us. It's beautiful if we can but see it. And if we see the beauty that lies hidden, we're seeing the virginal thoughts that God will inspire us to see that help us find our way in this life. So that's why this particular verse has special meaning to me, because it kind of gave me a beautiful way of understanding what happened. Moving on to number 46.
Quote 46. Inasmuch as it hath been clearly shown that only those who are initiated into the divine mysteries can comprehend the melodies uttered by the bird of heaven, it is therefore incumbent upon everyone to seek enlightenment from the illumined in heart and from the treasuries of divine mysteries regarding the intricacies of God's faith and the abstruse allusions in the utterances of the day springs of holiness. Thus will these mysteries be unraveled, not by the aid of acquired learning, but solely through the assistance of God and the outpourings of His grace.
First of all, the initiation. I believe that one of the greatest mystery of our day is, who is Baha'u'llah? And we are called upon to initiate people into that mystery. But then there are mysteries hidden in the writings that We want to become one of those who has come to understand it so that we can help and assist others to see, so that we can rise up and do what's needed for this particular time. The treasuries of divine mysteries are the Word of God. They're the Bible, they're the Quran, they're the writings of the Bab, and they're the writings of Baha'u'llah in this particular. And in the prophecy of Ezekiel, it says these writings will be brought together by Joseph. And nobody knows who Joseph is. But we Baha'is know who Joseph is. It's Baha'u'llah. He says, I am the Joseph of this age, gathering all the brother religions together. He says he will unite the books. So the divine mysteries are there, and they hold powerful mysteries to be unraveled. We are called upon to unravel the mysteries. And it's there for us. If we can believe it and have faith in it, God will assist each one of us to carry out our part to play in this unbelievable moment of opportunity to make a difference in the world. Can you really understand one thing? What a privilege it is to be alive now, to be able to be aware of this, at the same time to bear the responsibility for what it means. If I have no other purpose in life, it's to awaken my generation. We have a job to do, and any of us can do it. It's not about how much education we have, how many degrees we have, or anything of the sort. I'm a glorified shoe salesman. I happen to design shoe stores today, but at one time I wanted to be a college professor, but it didn't work out. God had other plans for me. Don't think that because of some station in life, in the mortal world, you are limited. For sure, don't limit yourself because of your race. Don't limit yourself because you're a woman. All of those things have passed away. It's just, and God doesn't go around choosing, you get to do this and you get, we have all got a part to play. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have a part to play. Be open to being guided to it. That's the issue. It's not because we're going to be scholars that we're going to learn of these things. It's how much do we want to know about it? How much do we care? How much do we want to share with the world truth that can penetrate through their illusions? That's what we're really after.
Quote 47. Blessed is the one who discovereth the fragrance of inner meanings from the traces of this pen, through whose movement the breezes of God are wafted over the entire creation, and through whose stillness the very essence of tranquility appeareth in the realm of being. Glorified be the All-Merciful, the revealer of so inestimable a bounty.
Okay, what I'd like to draw the attention to here. When the pen is moving, and when the pen is still. When it's moving is when you're reading it. And when it's still is when you stop and reflect upon what you've read. What is God trying to tell me? I see what he says. Now, what is it I need to see that maybe isn't obvious and is related to my life? I suggest to you that is in itself an exciting thing, and I'll read the next one. 1 hour's reflection is preferable to 70 years of pious worship. It's in the Kitab-i-Gan. If 1 hour is worth 70 years, what's 5 minutes worth? How many years would that add up to be? Point being, he's trying to tell us something. Not that it's not good to have pious worship, but to think, to reflect. What is going on? Look around you. Open your eyes. See the time in which you live. See the challenges of humanity. And be ready to be activated by God to do something. It's not how big it is.